Gronkowski tweeted this picture of himself simply with the caption, "It's go time," followed by a pirate emoji. Tom Brady took notice and replied with 4 words. "Indeed it is, Robert." Indeed it is.
Love it.
I love it, Shannon.
Love it.
I know you love it. I
love
know you love it. What do you read into this?
Should I throw up now or later? So now we call everybody by their government name, huh? Oh, Robert. Oh, Thomas. This is over. Why you get a kick out of this? I think you get such a kick out of it because you know it annoys me. This is so ridiculous.
Every time I see one of these, I think of you first. I think, I wonder what this is doing to him.
Man, I saw this yesterday come up on my feet. I'm like, really, y'all really? Skip, look, I get it. Camp is here now.
Yep.
And, Tom feels like he has something to prove. So does Gronk. Because Gronk was away. And it's going to be interesting to see, Skip, what Gronk is. Because Gronk, if we last remember, Skip, he had his lowest numbers in a full season since his rookie season.
Yep.
47 catches, only 3 touchdowns. And what we had started to see is that he could dominate a series, but we didn't see the games where Gronk would just take the game over. We saw him have spells against Kansas City the last time we saw it, Skip.
I'd say.
We saw the series against the Rams in the Super Bowl.
Those work. Yeah.
But what we normally see, Gronk would dominate games. Gronk would just take the game over. And Tom would just not even look for anybody else but Gronk, because he was so imposing. So it's going to be interesting to see what he is coming back to that after missing an entire season, taking time off. It was a sabbatical, a self-imposed sabbatical. I guess he didn't want to go through the rigors of being in New England anymore, and he came out of retirement. So, Skip, that's all this is. This is 2 guys that says, look, we both feel like we have something to prove. We're both anxious to get back at it. But, okay, can we leave the Robert? Can we leave the Thomases? Can we leave that out of there? Really? Because it's, really annoying. And I'm, so tired of it, Jenny. Jennifer, or should I call you Jennifer?
That means I'm in trouble. Please don't.
What's the government form of Shannon? I don't know what it is.
The government form is Shannon.
Yeah.
That's what most people call me, Shay.
Okay. So, the reason I love this is because I think there was a little method to the madness. You cannot tell me the timing of this post from Gronk and that response from Tom Brady was coincidental to what was happening up in Foxborough at that moment. I believe that they wanted to send a message up to Foxborough that while you guys are opting out, they had 4 veterans opt out, we are all in way down here in little old Tampa Bay, right?
Yep.
And it was the equivalent of the shot from the pirate ship, as they have down there in their stadium, over the bow of Belichick's yacht he may have been on over the last month.
Yeah, he on Nantucket,
right?
Yeah, he had the tuck.
What's he call it? 6 rings or something? I don't know what he calls it, right?
Looking for 7.
Well, no, he's not going to ever get a 7, so he doesn't have to worry about changing the 6 on his yacht. But it was just a shot to say, we are all in down here while you guys, it looks like our old dynasty is starting to come apart.
Right.
It looks like there's some split up there, that you guys aren't all in on trying to go win another ring like we are.
Right.
And again, all the things you just talked about, all the COVID fears and concerns are very valid and legitimate. But these 2 guys, especially that quarterback who calls him Robert, indeed it is Robert, and it drove you crazy, but you can't say it any more succinctly that, yeah, it's go time, and it has been go time for both of them.
Right.
And Arians spoke yesterday, Bruce Arians, the coach,
Yeah.
and he made it clear that sort of against the rules, all of his receivers, including Gronk, have been catching passes from Tom Brady in various high school stadiums or parks or wherever they've been going. And I believe that even though Arians said, oh, Tom and I have not talked that much, we're just now having an opportunity because it's now legal for us to talk. You don't think they've spent hours on the phone talking about various plays? And come on, stop it.
Skip, he tried to go over to what you call him, Brian left with his house in March.
Yeah.
So to say I hadn't had any communication with the head coach, and here we are about to be August is
he was carrying a bag of footballs, right?
It's factually, instead of saying someone is lying, I think the term they use now is factually incorrect. Instead of saying a nice way of saying, you lied.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tom Brady, and this, I told you I admired this about LeBron. LeBron went to the bubble all in. Am I right? And he said, I'm going to max this thing out. I'm going to leave some of my staff behind because I want my fellow players to know I'm just one of the fellows in this, because it's about sacrifice. It's about team unity. It's about almost college rah-rah. And I do sense that the Lakers are much closer than, let's say, the Clippers are right now. They embrace this opportunity. They embrace the sacrifice, except for, obviously, Avery Bradley, the only one. But those who went, that they went like this. They are all together, and I feel a closeness when I watch them play. They're all up cheering for each other. And I believe that LeBron provided not good, but great leadership in the bubble to say, we have to seize the opportunity to go win a championship out of sacrifice that others probably won't be able to make for 3 months in the bubble, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I believe that Brady and LeBron, I'm going to put LeBron in the same conversation, even though in some ways he doesn't deserve to be, but you're seeing the same leadership from Tom Brady. He's busting rules right and left. He's busting pandemic rules, going to parks that are closed, because he's saying, I'm about to, on August 3rd, he turns 43 years of age. He wants to play for 3 more years, but you better believe he is hell-bent right now to show Belichick how wrong Belichick was. He wants to take what he thinks is his best supporting cast and a defense that I think is being underrated. And one point that Arians made yesterday was that the only drawback to this has been Tom hasn't been able to practice against our defense, which can throw a whole lot of new looks at him, right? So that's going to set him back, even though Arians said he's ahead of the curve. I think because they've had lots of conversation on the telephone, right? But the point is that Tom Brady has been all in. It's been go time for him and Gronk for months.
And I think that's the thing that you have to have, Skip, is that, look, this is going to be a very unique circumstance, situation for everybody. LeBron brought in early and said, basically, guys, we got to be all in. We can't, look, if we go down here, we're going down here for one purpose. We can't say, I get it, the food is not what you're customary, but once you buy in, you buy in. And Tom is basically saying, look, guys, for the next 6 months, this is going to be, everybody's going through the same thing. It's not like it's just like this for Tampa, but it's not like this for the New Orleans and Atlanta or the Broncos or this team. Everybody's going to be under the same kind of situation, Skip. But everybody got to buy in.
But obviously, Tom's been 20 years in New England, and this is the first year with those players. I'll bet you he has a pretty good feel for every one of his receivers to this point. Again, as you would tell me, you can't actually play football without playing football.
You got to.
Right? You can catch all the no pads.
So what Tom is going to, and like that's what Bruce said. He's like, I need Tom's going to have to go against the defense, Skip, because now you can get a sense of how the defense is playing, where the defender is lining up. Is he inside? Is he outside? Is he on top? Is he behind? And so Tom needs to see all that. And then once he gets a feel of that, he's like, okay, I can put the ball here. This is perfect. This is where Mike Evans liked the ball. This is where Chris Godwin. This is where O.J. Howard. He knows Gronk. Played with Gronk for 8-9 years. So he knows Gronk. It's the other guys that he has to get a feel with on the field. Okay, so back to all of your concerns that you say those players had about COVID possibilities. Well, you don't think Brady has? He's got kids. He's got a wife. Right? Brady. You don't think he's worried at all? Well, I don't think he's impervious to this. I don't think he's bulletproof. But I think there are certain people that feel a certain way that think a little less of this disease than other people. Let's just like that. Okay. Well, I don't think it plays any favorites. No, it does not. Yeah? Oh, it does not. No. Okay.
Well, guys, this is interesting stuff here because some NBA experts are actually picking the Clippers over the Lakers. And yes, Shannon, I did say that the right way. We explain next.